right, so you have had your first hour of bodywork, and it was a week ago today. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the stomach issues you've been dealing with, some of the other health symptoms that you're looking to get past, and what you've noticed both in the session, if you noticed anything during the session, and then what you've noticed since the first hour.
Okay, so one of the biggest things is I have a lot of stomach issues that I've been getting some tests and everything done on. As of recently, I found out that I don't have celiac, but I do have other sensitivities, gluten sensitivity, dairy. I have some more tests that I'm getting done to figure some more things out about that, but I've noticed, like today I did eat gluten and it didn't affect me how it usually affects me. I haven't really had any issues with it so far, and it's been probably a few hours, 3 or 4 hours since I've ate it. Another one of the biggest things that I noticed was I have had this thing where it's like how you feel when you stand up really fast and you get kind of nauseous, or when you turn your head, it's kind of like slow motion. It's really hard to describe, but that's something that I've been dealing with for like 7 or 8 years at least that I can remember, as well as
like a lightheadedness, a dizziness. You mentioned motion sickness.
Motion sickness, that's one of the biggest parts of it, and then just kind of like headaches, migraines. So I haven't done anything different since I've had my first session last week, but throughout the week I've been noticing that I'll have the beginnings of that feeling start to come on, and usually when it starts to come on, that onset, it will progress very quickly and it's debilitating and I'm not able to do anything. But I've noticed that I'll start to have the beginnings of that feeling, but then after a while it'll just sit there and then it will just go away and dissipate. But I haven't had any issues with being motion sickness whatsoever in the last week, and I don't even know the last time that's happened. I haven't changed anything whatsoever. Those are probably, I'd say, the biggest things that I've realized besides the physicalness of it. But I was on my cycle when we started it, towards the end of it, so I'm curious to see if there's going to be differences within that next time around.
What's your next menstrual cycle?
Yeah, just because I deal with, since I have the copper IUD, I deal with everything very intensely.
Heavy, intense, cramping, bloating, all the things. And then just to recap, so for 7 or 8 years, you've had the dizziness, the lightheadedness, almost like too much fluid in your head. If you turn your head too fast, it just kind of feels sloshy and brain foggy and kind of disorienting. Even when you drive in your own vehicle, right? You said you have the motion sickness. So in the very first hour of hands-on time, that's completely changed.
Yeah, I haven't had any motion sickness whatsoever. Even when I stand up or when I'm at the store and stuff as well, I'll get that same exact feeling, and I haven't experienced that at all.
That's a huge shift. That's exciting.
It's amazing.
And then there was some kind of potential ulcer stuff, some stomach inflammation, potential celiac. We kind of ruled that one out with your testing that you've done so far. But you normally would have a lot of pressure and pain right in the stomach, especially they were making you eat a bunch of gluten to do the test, and it really, if I remember right, it caused a lot of intense and specific pain through the stomach, it was not happy that you were eating all that gluten. And have you had any of that pressure, the pain, any of those sensitivities since we did the session, and you haven't had to eat 20 pounds of gluten a day?
I definitely, in the beginning of it, because since I was just getting off of that, I was having it a lot more. I haven't, even right now, since I ate the gluten today, I don't feel any pain, any discomfort, any grumbling in my tummy or anything like that. I haven't felt that at all. So if that does continue to be like that, and as well, same with dairy, also, then I'll just kind of slowly start introducing it back into my diet and kind of see how it goes from there, especially after I continue to get more sessions.
Yeah, but as of right now, at least from the first hour and the gluten you ate today, so far your body's handling it better than what it was.
Oh, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, from
That's
what I
so
can
great.
see.
And then just to check in, you mentioned your headaches and migraines. How often were those happening?
So the headaches and migraines, they were happening pretty often, especially once I would get that kind of dizziness, motion sickness feeling, it would progress into a headache or progress into a migraine. Basically like 98 to 100% of the time, and it'd be hours where I would try, I'd try headache medication, lying down in the dark. I would try nausea medication, drinking water, like taking a nap, try all these things, and nothing was really helping it. But like I said, since then I don't recall having any discomfort in my head whatsoever in terms of that, besides like where I feel it a little bit. So then when I feel it a little bit, I will like freak out because I'm like, oh my god, here we go again. But I haven't had anything happen. So
awesome. So in the past you'd start to feel it, there was no real stopping it. Once it kind of peaked, it was like there was nothing that would touch it. And now it's like it starts, but then it stops. It never really progresses past that like beginning stage, and then it dissolves, and then you're fine. Haven't had headaches, haven't had migraines. That's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited to see what continues to happen for you, and it's going to be fun, like you mentioned, to see what happens with your next menstrual cycle. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.